Hey everyone. Running a martial arts school. It's tough, right? You're passionate about teaching, but the admin stuff, ugh, it never ends.
Oh, tell me about it.
So today we're looking at ClikForce.
Yep.
It's a software platform, and they say it's like the ultimate tool for martial arts schools.
Interesting.
We've got their feature lists and marketing stuff all about martial arts schools.
Cool.
We want to figure out if ClikForce is the real deal or just hype.
Yeah.
Can it really help you grow your school?
I'm curious. One thing that stands out to me is that they seem to get it,
Yeah, what?
that martial arts schools are unique. They need special software. You know, generic stuff just doesn't cut it.
Right, totally. So what exactly does ClikForce offer?
Well, they've got a ton of features.
Right.
Need cashier, for starters. That's all about attracting new students and getting their information.
Okay.
Automated messaging, too, like email, text, even Facebook Messenger.
Wow.
Online appointment scheduling, follow-up campaigns, membership areas. I mean, they've got it all.
It's like they crammed every feature you could think of into one platform.
Pretty much.
I'm looking at this ClikForce feature table,
Huh?
and I see things like content AI for marketing copy and conversational AI to answer questions. Is this like science fiction?
It sounds futuristic for sure, but think about it.
Okay.
How much time do you spend on things like appointment reminders or follow-ups?
Oh, a lot.
ClikForce says it automates all of that so you can focus on teaching and your students.
That would be huge. But if everything's automated, does it become like impersonal?
That's the big question, right? It's
Yeah.
about finding the right balance between efficiency and keeping things human.
Definitely. Now, ClikForce gives this example of Rising Dragon Martial Arts Academy.
Okay.
The instructor, Master Kim, he's struggling with stuff like low parent engagement and communication issues.
Bet a lot of instructors can relate to that. Master Kim might be a fantastic teacher,
Right.
but if parents aren't involved, it can lead to problems, misunderstandings, frustration, even students dropping out.
It's a domino effect.
Exactly.
So how does ClikForce fix this?
They talk about automated welcome packets for new students and regular newsletters to keep parents updated.
Makes sense.
Imagine parents getting personalized reports on their child's progress,
Oh, that's nice.
highlighting their achievements, areas for improvement.
That would make parents feel more connected to the school.
Right. And it's not just one-way communication either.
Yeah.
Parents can easily reach out to the instructor with questions, through the platform.
So ClikForce is really emphasizing building a community.
Exactly. A strong community is so important in a martial arts school.
They say that for Rising Dragon, this resulted in more involved parents,
Yeah.
better student retention,
Yeah.
and a stronger community overall.
Sounds promising.
But is this just a made-up success story, or do they have real-life examples?
That's a great question.
Yeah,
We have to look into that. Every school is different, so what works for one might not work for another.
true. Okay, so ClikForce might solve communication problems. But what about other issues martial arts schools face?
Like what?
Their materials mention missed calls, not following up with potential students,
Right.
and receptionists being totally overloaded.
It sounds stressful.
It does. And this is where ClikForce gets really techy.
Okay.
They talk about this thing called voice AI.
Voice AI.
Yeah. Is it like a robot receptionist?
It's kind of like that, but more advanced. Think of it as a virtual assistant that can answer calls, give basic info about classes, even schedule appointments.
Wow.
And it sounds natural, like you're talking to a real person.
So even when the schools close, people can call and get their questions answered.
Exactly. No more missed opportunities because you're busy teaching a class.
That's amazing.
And voice AI is just one part of it.
There's more.
They also have automated lead nurturing,
What's that?
which to make sure every potential student is followed up with,
Oh, okay.
and appointment reminders to cut down on no-shows.
So ClikForce is trying to create a system that handles all the admin stuff. So instructors can focus on teaching, but all this automation, it must be expensive, right?
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
But ClikForce says you could actually save money.
How?
Well, think about it. You might not need a full-time receptionist anymore.
True.
Plus, you're saving time on all those tedious admin tasks.
That could free up a lot of resources.
Exactly. It's about working smarter, not harder.
I like that. Now, they really emphasize this receptionist overload thing. They describe this crazy scene. The receptionist is juggling calls, greeting students, scheduling payments.
Sounds chaotic.
It does. And voice AI steps in and takes care of it.
Yeah, because instead of a human who can only be in one place,
Right.
you have this virtual assistant available 24/7.
Wow.
It handles those routine tasks.
That's pretty cool.
And imagine what your actual receptionist could do with all that extra time.
Good point.
They could focus on building relationships with parents, helping new students,
Right.
even working on marketing.
It's a whole different way of thinking about things.
It is. It's not just about doing things faster. It's about doing them better.
ClikForce isn't just about automating tasks.
Right.
It's about helping martial arts schools run more smoothly and effectively
Choose that.
at every level.
That's the idea.
I like it. But we've been talking a lot about automation. And, martial arts is all about personal connection, mentorship.
I see what you're getting at.
Could there be a downside to relying too much on technology?
That's the key question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Could it create a distance between instructors and students, or even between the school and the community? It's something to think about.
Definitely. We'll have to explore that further.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a tough one for sure.
I mean, how do we balance this need for efficiency with, keeping things personal?
I think it comes down to how you use it.
ClikForce.
Yeah. They give you the tools,
Mm-hmm.
but it's up to the instructor to make sure it enhances those personal interactions, not replaces them.
So it's finding that sweet spot
Ex-
where tech makes the admin stuff easier, but the heart of the school is still about human connection.
Right. Like, take their automated messaging system.
Okay.
It's great for keeping parents informed
Mm-hmm.
about events, their kids' progress,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't replace those face-to-face conversations that really build relationships.
So you can use ClikForce to send out a general announcement, say about belt promotions,
Right?
but you still take the time to congratulate each student individually.
Exactly. You're using technology to create more opportunities for those meaningful interactions.
Makes sense. Now, this content AI that writes marketing copy,
Yeah.
is that something instructors will actually use?
It's an interesting idea. Let's be real. Not every martial arts instructor is a marketing expert.
True.
They might be amazing teachers,
Right.
but writing ads, social media posts, that's not their forte.
So the content AI could help them create professional-looking stuff without hiring someone or spending hours figuring it out themselves.
Exactly. Saves a lot of time.
Yeah.
But the question is, how do you make sure it sounds like your school?
Oh, good point.
You don't want your marketing to sound generic.
Yeah, it has to capture what makes your school unique.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You probably need to customize it. Like, train the AI to understand your brand, your message,
So it's a powerful tool,
potentially. Yeah.
but it's not just plug and play.
Right. You can't just set it and forget it.
Okay, let's talk about the technical stuff for a second.
Sure.
Voice AI, content AI, these are pretty advanced features.
They are.
How easy is it for, say, an average instructor to use this platform? They might not be super tech savvy.
That's a big factor. It seems like ClikForce would need to be really user-friendly.
Yeah.
Simple to set up, easy to navigate.
And good customer support.
Definitely. If
Yeah.
it's too complicated, it'll just be a headache.
Right. And what about updates and stuff?
Ah, that's important. Technology changes so fast.
Yeah, it does.
You don't want to end up with a system that's outdated or no one supports anymore.
It's like any investment. You
Exactly.
got to do your research.
Yeah. Make sure it's a good long-term choice. Okay, we've talked a lot about the good stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but are there any downsides? Any red flags?
Well, one concern is data security.
That's important.
ClikForce is gathering a lot of information about students, families.
Yeah.
You need to know how they're handling that data, what kind of security they have in place.
Data breaches are a big deal these days.
They are.
Parents want to know their information is safe.
It's not just about convenience.
Right.
It's about trust. Schools have to be transparent about this stuff.
Absolutely.
Make sure they're using a platform that takes security seriously.
And could there be a risk of, like, becoming too reliant on automation?
What do you mean?
Could we lose that personal touch if everything's automated?
It's a possibility. Imagine a parent has a complicated question,
Uh-huh.
but they can only contact the school through a chatbot or something.
Yeah.
It could get frustrating, make them feel disconnected.
Technology is a tool, not a replacement for human interaction.
Exactly. Schools need to find that balance. Use tech to make things run smoother,
Right.
but still keep those personal connections strong.
That's the key. So it seems like with ClikForce,
Yeah.
it's a powerful tool, but it's not a magic solution.
Right.
It needs to be implemented thoughtfully.
And you have to prioritize the human element.
Absolutely. It's about using technology to make the martial arts experience better, not worse.
Now, let's zoom out a bit. We've been talking about ClikForce specifically,
Yeah?
but what do platforms like this tell us about the future of martial arts schools?
That's a good question. I think it shows that technology is becoming more and more important in the industry.
Yeah.
Schools are realizing they need to be more efficient, improve communication.
Enhance the student experience.
Exactly. And as technology keeps evolving, we'll probably see even more innovative solutions.
Like what?
Virtual reality training, personalized fitness tracking. Who knows what the future holds?
It's an exciting time to be involved in martial arts.
It is.
But we can't forget the fundamentals.
The core values.
Yeah. Discipline, respect, perseverance, those are still the most important things.
Absolutely. It's about finding that balance between tradition and innovation.
Human connection and technology.
And that's where the real magic happens.
Well said. So for our listeners, think about this. ClikForce could change how martial arts schools operate.
It gives us a glimpse into a future where technology helps instructors and improves the student experience.
But we have to approach this carefully.
Right.
Weigh the pros and cons.
Yeah.
Make sure technology aligns with the core values of martial arts.
It's about finding that balance between efficiency and connection, innovation and tradition.
And ultimately helping martial arts schools thrive in a world that's constantly changing.
Yeah.
It really makes you think about the future of martial arts.
It does, and it's a question each school needs to think about, about if a platform like ClikForce is right for them.
It's not just about getting the newest tech.
Right.
It's about making sure it fits with your school's philosophy and goals.
Exactly. Which brings us back to that question we asked earlier.
About the unintended consequences.
Yeah, could there be downsides to relying too much on technology in a field that's all about personal connections?
It's something to consider.
For sure.
ClikForce might save instructors time and make things run smoother. But could it also create a distance between instructors and students?
It's a valid point. Think about those little moments of connection that happen in class,
Like what?
A quick word of encouragement.
Yeah.
A tip on technique.
Right.
Sharing a laugh during warm-up.
Those are important.
They are. Those moments build relationships,
Right.
create a sense of community,
And they can have a big impact on students.
especially younger ones.
So how do we use technology without losing that?
That's the challenge, right? It's
Yeah.
about finding that balance.
Yeah.
Making sure technology enhances those personal interactions, not replaces them.
So you could use ClikForce to send reminders about events, but you still greet each student at the door.
Yeah.
Ask how their day is.
Make them feel welcome.
Make them feel seen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're using technology, but you're not letting it take over those human moments. Let's face it.
What?
No algorithm can replace a genuine smile or a pep talk from someone who believes in you.
That's a great point. I think that's a perfect way to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Technology like ClikForce has the potential to change how martial arts schools work.
Definitely.
But we have to use it thoughtfully, carefully, and always remember that personal connection.
It's at the heart of martial arts.
It is. So to all the martial arts instructors out there,
Yeah.
embrace the tools that help you, but never forget what makes this art form so special.
The human connection.
Exactly. Well, that's our deep dive into ClikForce.
Thanks for joining us.
We hope you learned something and maybe got you thinking about the future of martial arts instruction. Thanks for listening.